Hi people, this is Vidashi Essay and welcome to African Time. I know sometimes you ask yourself, will Africa ever be developed? Or some people actually ask themselves this question. Well, I would say yes, we can. One of the points being if we encourage inter-country trade with each other, yep, that one is part of the reason that Africa can actually grow our economy and also grow ourselves to develop. Okay, and surprisingly, this video I'm going to shoot today is going to discuss about that, how Africa we intertrade with each other, or which African country actually trades more with each other. Okay, let's dive inside. All right, so a page on X African Facts Zone says African countries with the largest export to other African countries 2023. Mind you, the 2024 one is not out yet, so we are actually on the 2023 one. Okay, so 2023 it says South Africa trades with African countries and they earn yearly, or the year 2023, they earn $29.61 billion. Wow, and the highest in Africa. Number 2 is Cote d'Ivoire, $11.38 billion. Wow, Cote d'Ivoire. Number 3 is Egypt, $6.61 billion. Number 4, Ghana, $6.02 billion. Number 5, Nigeria, $5.63 billion. Number 6 is Morocco with $3.78 billion. Number 7, DR Congo, $3.34 billion. Number 8, Zambia, $3.17 billion. Number 9 is Namibia with $3.15 billion. And then lastly, as number 10, we have Tanzania with $3.13 billion. Well, there you have it, okay? Africans are now patronizing each other, and that is good to see. I know that finally Africa economy can actually be dependent on each other, and then we can grow together. This can also lead to what? Development, as I was saying. But have you noticed something here? Between the first, the second, the third to the fifth one, there have been some crazy margin in here. See, okay, so see the difference here. South Africa was said to trade with Africa countries and earn only the year of 2023 $29.61 billion. The second position is Cote d'Ivoire with $11.38 billion. That is whooping $18 billion difference. South Africa. That is massive. Wow. Then from Cote d'Ivoire to the third position, that is Egypt, is about $5 billion. Then the rest is actually close. But South Africa have actually cemented their leading role with 18 billion gap. Even the gap between South Africa can compete with the other, from the third going, can compete with the other countries. That is so much improvement, and I like it. I like how South Africans are actually doing on this continent. I like it so much. Okay, so the source that African Facts Zone shared was 2024 African Trade Reports by Afrexim Bank. All right, so you can check it up on them, Afrexim Bank. So it says African Trade Report 2024, climate implications of the AFCFTA implementation. So that's African Trade Report 2024. You can check it up and read more about it. Okay, they actually shared lots of cool stuff about them, and they also have more enlightening things for you to learn. I was happy when I jumped on that page. There's a long PDF also, so we can actually have a good read about how they came about with this, and it will actually let you fall in love with Africa if you see the kind of things we are actually trading with. Okay, it was nice. Kudos to Afrexim, okay, bank. Shout out to you guys. You guys did wonderful there. But one question one will ask is what exactly are South Africans exporting to these African countries that they are leading this huge margin? Like, what are Africans actually buying from them? You South Africans, what are you guys selling to us? Well, I also asked myself the same question, so I decided to dive inside and see. So it says export value of main goods from South Africa in 2023 by category. All right, so in million dollars. Okay, so the number one thing South Africans send outside to African countries are pearls, precious stones, metals, and coins that have about $19.5 billion. All right, so the second on the list is ore, slag, and ash. Okay, that's the second thing South Africans actually export to other African countries. The third on the list is vehicles other than railway and then tramway, minerals, fuels, oils, distillations, products, and also iron and steel, machinery, nuclear reactors, and boilers. And also edible fruits, nuts, peel of citrus fruits, and then melons. Okay, so aluminiums, electrical and electronic appliances, and also cereals. So these are the things that Africans actually export to other African countries that Africans are actually buying. I'm in for the cereals. Africans actually need the cereals. Some Eastern African countries actually buy cereals from South Africa. Electrical appliances and electrical equipment too. Yeah, we always them. Okay, and also fruits. Yep, fruit is very important. Africans actually buy a lot of fruit from South Africa. That is for sure. And also the same machinery and then nuclear reactors and then boilers. Okay, iron and steel. So if you're asking yourself, what South Africans actually export to other African countries that are making them lead with this huge margin, these are the things that Africans need from South Africa. Okay, all right, and also you ask yourself also, what does the giant of Africa also export? I mean, my Nigerians. So the top 10 export of Nigeria in 2023 is petroleum, oils and crude, petroleum gases and other gaseous hydrocarbons. Okay, Ghana will fall inside. Mostly West African countries because we actually buy gases from the Nigerian West African pipeline. Yeah, for sure. Number 3 is mineral or chemical fertilizers and nitrogenous. Okay, you have cocoa beans, and also number 5 on the list is other oil seeds and oleaginous fruits. These are the kind of things that Nigerians also export to other African countries. And again, one will also ask, what does Cote d'Ivoire also exporting that they are second on the list? Well, Cote d'Ivoire are actually Africa's leading cocoa beans producers. Okay, they are leading Ghana right now with a margin of about 1.1 million tons. Yep, so Cote d'Ivoire actually is exporting, or they are leading the cocoa industry in Africa right now, and it's with a huge margin. Huge margin. So you can imagine how they are actually doing with that. And those other stuffs, palm oil, and also those things are also included with Cote d'Ivoire. Alright, so these are African countries and how much they have sold to other African people. And as you can see in the dollar figure, South Africa was actually leading with a margin of $18 billion. And number 2 on the list was Cote d'Ivoire. 3 was Egypt. That's how the list was. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed this part of news. And as I said, if you encourage this more, Africa can actually grow its economy, and then we can see developments. Okay, this is nice. It's a welcoming news that we need to encourage. I hope 2024 one that will drop, South Africa and other African countries can improve their numbers and the figures, so that we can see how we are actually being together in Africa Economic Trade Fairs. Okay, so this person came in and says, when it comes to economy, you are going to double your efforts to beat South Africa. That's so true. Well, South Africa is really leading on almost everything when it comes to Africa. Okay, these countries, I decided to learn something about Africa, and I get to know that South Africa, you guys are miles ahead. Okay, so South Africa agricultural top exports. One thing you should know that South Africa is one country in Africa that actually exports a lot of crops and agricultural things to other African people. And the leading ones are fresh grapes, maize, wool, fresh apples, wine of fresh grapes, fresh pears, fresh plums, sugar. You guys are doing a lot of work for Africa, and I'll say big shout out to South Africans. South Africa also have huge farms and ranch that they also produce a lot of food, so it's not news that they are actually improving on this one. And this comment also says, this is low. We need to increase this number. Well, my brother, it's true, it's low, and we can actually need to increase it. But as for this one, I think it's cool. We just need to encourage ourselves to do better than what we're doing now. Okay. That is what I say, and I was here to share with you Africa's country and how much they are actually exporting to each other African countries too. And South Africa, you guys were leading this chat, and I'll say big shout out to you guys, and every country that was on that list too. Shout out to you guys, and hopefully at the end of 2024 too, you guys can improve the amounts you guys spent on other African countries in terms of trade. I'm saying, see you guys around.